What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So now I told you, if we had any politicians mention stimulus checks, any new proposals, I would be the first to come out and let you know. And that's what I'm doing. Now, I already created another whole video, but I'll save that video and post it tomorrow. And we're going to focus on this video. So we have Representative Khanna. He has come up with this plan as far as a stimulus check. So we're going to look at the details of this proposal, and it might be pretty interesting to a lot of you guys. So that's what we're going to focus on today. But first off, on this channel, we talk about financial news and what's going on in Washington, D.C. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. And like always, if you see my name and a picture of me in the comment section, make sure you see a check mark next to my name. That check mark signifies that it's me. If you do not see that check mark, it's not me. It's someone trying to impersonate me. Okay, so I want to go straight over to the article, and we'll talk a little bit about it. Now, I didn't have that much time to go over it. I just saw it come out. They actually talked about it yesterday, but I didn't catch it yesterday in the news feed. So this is Business Insider. Democrats unveil plan to issue quarterly checks to Americans by taxing oil companies posting huge profits. So one of the things that's going on right now is we're seeing a lot of people struggling, but we're seeing the oil industry do really well. And so because of that, what these politicians want to do, and Khanna is the one that's spearheading this whole proposal. What he wants to do is he wants to tax these oil companies, these big oil companies, tax them and take those taxes and create direct payments, create a stimulus check out of those taxes and do it quarterly. So it won't be like a monthly thing. It would be a quarterly thing. And so this is what we're looking at here. And these are the bullet points. Democrats roll out a plan to issue quarterly checks to Americans paid for by big oil profits. Representative Khanna says the bigger thing is that it's going to save everyone money. Representative Khanna, he was in an interview, and this is where he said this. And then this proposal faces steep odds of passage given GOP resistance. Of course, we're going to have, this is a situation where he's a representative. Once this gets to the Senate, it's going to be a whole different situation. And we don't know if it will even get to the Senate. We'll have to see if Speaker Pelosi can bring this to the floor, if she wants to bring this to the floor. And if she brings it to the floor, if it passes the House, then it will go to the Senate. But it's interesting how they want to roll this out. Now, we're looking at large companies, right? We're looking at large oil companies, ExxonMobil. So basically, companies that import over 300,000 oil barrels per day. Okay, so these are very, very large companies. Now, these companies, they are going to pay a 50% tax. That 50% tax would be imposed on the difference between the current price of a barrel and the average price between 2015 and 2019. So this is good because they're going back and they're saying, okay, this is what the average price was back then, and the difference, that is what will be taxed. So it incentivizes these large oil companies to say, okay, you know what? We don't want to price gouge. We can't price gouge because if we price gouge and we have these large profits, we're going to have to pay more in taxes. Okay. Now you have to understand, Congress uses taxes to incentivize things. That's what they do. Okay. So whether they incentivize you by doing things like this, or they incentivize you, like we saw the child tax credit, that's an incentive to have children. We saw other incentives that they use as far as starting a business. You get different incentives when you start a business. You get different tax breaks, right? And so that's what they do here. So this bill, it's pretty interesting. Now, Khanna, he is spearheading the bill with Sheldon Whitehouse. Okay, so you have a senator here, Sheldon Whitehouse, and then you have some other people who are co-sponsoring the bill. So we have Bernie Sanders, we have Elizabeth Warren. We have Michael Bennet. We have Sherrod Brown. So you have some people that are backing this bill already, which is good. That means that it has a potential to be brought forward in the House as well as in the Senate. So we'll have to see where it goes when it comes to that. Now, they're looking at pretty much the same parameters that we saw with the stimulus checks. So for individuals making under 75,000, and then for couples 150,000. That's what we're looking at there. So I mean, it's pretty much spot on when it comes to what we saw with the stimulus checks. Now the payouts, okay, the payouts aren't going to be as much. And so for single filers, we're talking about $240, and for couples, it'd be $360. Okay. Now, the interesting part about this is they're doing it on a quarterly basis. So that means that it's reoccurring, but it's not a monthly payment. And it is a smaller amount, like I said, but any little bit helps. $240, $360, that's still good. And then when you look and you look throughout the whole year, that would be a nice little stimulus check. And so that is what the talk is right now. We're going to have to see where this goes when it comes down to it. And so I'm holding to my word, even though I'm talking about daily news now, we've gone on to some other topics. If I see anything that's stimulus check related, I will bring that back to you. And so that is current news. So we are seeing politicians start to talk about a stimulus check and tying it to these oil companies and taxing these oil companies. So we'll have to see where it goes. Now, the danger here, there is a danger, because if we are looking at a situation where the incentive is for these oil companies to lower their prices when it comes to gas. But the fact is that if they are paying more in taxes, let's say they get to that point where they're showing these record profits and they say, you know what, we want to continue seeing our record profits. We're not going to lower gas prices. And so they still take in the profits and they pay that tax, 50% tax on that, the difference in that average. What they could do is say, okay, you know what? We're just going to raise prices of gas even higher. And so the oil industry could do that. They could do the reverse. They could say, you know what? We're going to continue taking our profits. We're just going to raise gas prices even higher. And we'll be in a situation where gas prices go even higher, which means that these stimulus checks would be more, but you're going to be paying a lot more for gas. So, and it's not just gas. Okay. So some people might say, well, I don't drive, so it's not a big deal for me. Well, no, it is a big deal for you, because the products need to get to the stores, and then you go to the store to buy those products. Guess what? Because they need to get to the store, they have to pay more for gas to get them to the store, which means they're going to raise the prices of those products. So you go in and buy a dozen eggs. Dozen eggs are going to cost more now because it costs more to get those eggs to the grocery store. So we'll have to see how this all plays out and what they do. So the danger is you could see the oil industry push back and say, we're just going to raise prices even higher, and we'll be looking at $10 for a gallon of gas. So we'll have to see how this all plays out, but I just wanted to bring that information to you. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.